if you live in a condo or you're looking to live in a condo. So it was just released that starting October 15th, there are going to be a lot of changes in regards to FHA loans in terms of condos. Why does this affect you? Well, if you live in a condo, typically people looking to purchase a condo are people who are first-time buyers or people looking to downsize. They just want the convenience of not having to maintain a house anymore. And some people overall just prefer condos. So what happens is when you go to sell the condo, there's a variety of different buyers, but a large segment of the market that's presently being missed is those that qualify for an FHA loan. So I have sold a ton of condos, and when it's a complex that's not FHA approved, it's very stressful for the seller because there's so many buyers that may not qualify for, say, a conventional loan or putting down a large down payment, but they do qualify for FHA. So what happens is someone may qualify for the FHA, but the complex isn't FHA approved. So you're really limiting yourself in terms of a buyer pool. And ultimately, it dictates pricing in your complex because less people are able to buy it, less people want it. Long term, it's not a positive impact on the condo. And I have encouraged my sellers multiple times to get in touch with their condo association to really, hammer out what it would take to get their complex FHA approved, especially if I'm selling multiple units in the same complex. Once that seller leaves, it may not be as big of a deal to them unless they're going to another condo. So on the flip side, here's the thing. Single family homes are typically approved for FHA or not approved for FHA based on the condition of the home. But in terms of buyers, if you are looking to buy a home, maybe you're a first-time buyer, maybe you're looking to downsize, maybe again you just want the simplicity of owning a condo, that complex is not FHA approved. It really, really limits whether or not you're able to buy there. And it previously was a little bit complicated, a lot complicated, I guess you could say. They did not make it easy for people to get complexes FHA approved. They required a certain amount of things, as including, a certain amount of money in reserve. And for these smaller complexes, it just wasn't worth it for them. So I'm going to go through the changes, and I agree that overall these are awesome changes. They're going to help impact both condo owners and sellers, as well as just overall the prices that you're going to get for your home and the available market. So condos are going to be selling faster and for more money, and hopefully we can work with as many boards as possible to help get the condo complex FHA approved, because even associations and people in charge, condo boards, may not even realize this information. This is how new it is. So I encourage you to contact me if you do own in a condo complex, or you are on the board or responsible or know someone who's responsible for changes in these condos. They're really going to want to hear about this information. I've taken it upon myself to really try to educate as many people as possible in all things real estate, but really, I'm calling my local complexes and saying, hey, do you know about this? Because if you don't know about it, you can't do anything, right? So I think this is worth it, and a lot of big changes going on. So here we go. October 15th, these rules go into effect nationwide. The new restrictions are a lot more forgiving than the old ones. So to get FHA approved, the buildings need to have at least 5 units. The certification is good for 3 years plus an additional 6-month grace period. So we're talking about 3 years and 6 months before anybody at the complex has to do anything to renew. And at that time, they do not have to go through the entire process, which is previously what was required. They just need to renew it and answer some simple questions, and the process is going to be streamlined. So people are not going to be so frustrated and overwhelmed with FHA financing. They're actually going to want to pay attention to it. So the second thing is, if the complex decides that they don't want to go through the process for whatever reason, even though it's simpler, maybe they're just not interested, or you just can't get them to see how awesome it is now, you can try to get a specific unit FHA approved. The loan officer would be the one to do this, and it's going to be called spot approval. So you can try to get your specific unit that you're buying or your specific unit that you're selling FHA approved, even if the complex is not FHA approved. There will be a 10% maximum of units out of a complex that can do this spot approval. Altogether, these changes are estimated to bring an additional 20 to 60,000 condo units available on the market that are FHA approved. Right now, only 6% of condos in the United States are FHA approved. 6%. So you can imagine how stressful it is and how limiting it is for someone looking to buy FHA approved. It's also, again, frustrating for sellers. There are a lot of FHA buyers out there, a lot. And to be missing this entire segment of the market is really crazy. If you don't have a lender that you've worked with or have been referred, definitely talk to your realtor. They work with people all the time on these types of things, and surely can get you a local professional. If you're curious as to whether or not your condo is FHA approved, please send me a message. You can contact me on my website, alexissellshouses.com, and there's a contact tab. Go ahead and type this into the contact tab, and I'll get back to you hopefully within 24 hours and let you know. There is a way that we can look up which complexes are FHA approved. We can also see if the complex used to be FHA approved. So what that means is that they were approved, they did go through this really rigorous process at one time, but they just didn't bother to renew it. So that's going to be a lot easier for them now. And any other questions you have on this? I'm so excited. I hope that you guys see the value in this. Comment below if you have any questions or you're excited, or again, contact me to see if your complex is FHA approved, or there's someone who you know that is in charge of condo complexes, that lives in a condo complex that's looking to buy a condo, and we'll see how we can work it out for them. I'm happy to, call boards, get on the phone with loan officers, and just try to really help the situation along, because ultimately a thriving housing market, a thriving condo market, a thriving real estate market is good for everyone and good for the economy overall. So thank you for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.